Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Imbolc blessings to you all. I want to invite you to arrive with me here in celebrating balance in a moment that actually is feeling quite hectic. So I think it's such a perfect time to just stop and reset things. So I invite you while I clean my glasses and light my candles to do the same, to grab a candle. You can always do an LED candle if you don't have a flame, or if you don't want to use a flame. It's the significance of the light. I welcome you to let me know how the sound is. My microphone going here today, so I'm lighting my candles, which is a very traditional thing to do at this time at Imbolc. And I encourage you to go down the rabbit hole of looking it up and seeing uh, just what the meanings are in the various traditions. But in the very simplest of terms, here today, my intention is to bring us into these practices because I, for one, love aligning with the earth. I think it's like hella old school. There's a candle. And yeah, that's really it. Just a little earth angel at heart. You could use the witch word, which to me means the direction of energy and intention. So that's something I'm here to do with you as well. So welcome, welcome. So giving you just those few moments to get your candle, get your journal if you would like to be ready to write in this beautiful open state of mind. I'm going to go with a little bit of essential oil if you want to do the same. I have eucalyptus here. It's sure to uplift. So I feel it's important to say this because I a lot of times in practicing rituals will question myself. Am I doing it right? Is this right? And I think the answer is yes. You're doing it right if it feels right to you. Of course, if there is a specific ritual that you're participating in that feels like it was borrowed from a culture, that is something for you to discover and discern what feels right and how appropriate that is. But just in terms of our home, the planet, in terms of the moon, things that are cross cultural, things that we share as humans, I don't think there's a wrong way to do that or a wrong belief to have if it feels good to you and is kind to others. Because I don't like no meanies up in here. So, with that said, I'm not going too much deeper into meanings because you can Google that up for yourself. I want to share some practices with you that are just real life. This is going to help kind of practice. And we have a nice root chakra bowl playing in the background. So the first thing that we'll start with is, oh, and by the way, just in case you're like, what are you talking about? What language are you speaking? Imbolc is a word, a term. Again, I encourage you to look it up. It's a fun word, Imbolc. It really is a term for the midpoint, although the origins of the word are in sheep fertility or sheep lactation, actually. Um, because these are all farm driven and farming and land driven lore and holidays, these wheel of the year pagan holidays. And so this is the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So, first arriving into your space with that in mind. So, if you want to light some candles, we'll light one intentionally together in a moment. Just wanted to have some vibe here for you. My jellyfish lamp that I made over there in the background. So arriving to your space with that in mind, we're at the midway point. So I love the term of balance. I love the thought of balance. And in real life terminology, things have been laying fallow. And if you're aligned with that energy of the world, because you live somewhere where it's winter and you kind of had to stay indoors, or we've had COVID, so just lots of reasons why you'd be aligned with that because it feels right in your bones. You've been kind of internal in this little past period of winter, besides the potential holiday gatherings and all of that, but just like in terms of your personal development and sense of energy and everything else. And as we start to arrive to spring and we get in towards this full moon in Leo, which is just like external and like get out there, meet up with your friends, go out, that can feel so good. And I know you know this when you make a plan and it sounds really good, and then the day comes and you're like, it sounds terrible. I'm tired. Right. So that's because we also start to feel that energy of needing that balance. So that's what I want to focus on. That's why I'm bringing this practice in, just to explain why it made sense to me to share this today. So with that said, we've arrived into the space, and I want to invite a big deep breath in and out. And another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. My glasses can never decide if they want to be on my head or on my face, so they do a lot of jumping around. Feeling your feet on the floor, and if you want to stand up right now, please feel free. I'm going to stand up in a moment. Just want to stay closer to you for these moments with this breathing exercise. But first, a little visualization with your feet on the ground, and perhaps you'd like to close your eyes, and maybe not. Maybe you'd like to look out the window. For me, it's golden hour and the official start of Imbolc, which is dusk to dawn on this first night of February each year, each cycle. And so whether you want to look outside, check out a tree, or if it's dark where you are, maybe some stars, or close your eyes and check out your internal landscape. Oh, I've got the cheesy terms, so just brace yourself for it. We're going in. And feel your feet on the earth, your foot, all four corners of it. Notice that earth energy, and go ahead and take yourself down, 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 down into the core of the earth, drawing down from the bottom of your feet and a third cord from your sacrum, the bottom of your spine. All three of those cords going down into the earth like a little bouquet string of balloons, connecting into the core, into the heartbeat of the earth. Bum, 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 bum. Just connecting to that. And you could even start to consider those strings as little chords on a harp. And connect with the sound of the earth, the vibration of the planet. The sweet sound of the harp, which actually I'm playing the sweet sound of a chime in the background. This is my sound experience playlist on Spotify. Connecting with that heartbeat, with that beautiful sounds of the earth. Draw yourself back up. Bring that energy into your heart. Earth energy in your heart. And with your next breath, drawing up through your throat, through your head, through the third eye, through the crown, up, 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 into the cosmos, into a divine light, divine consciousness. Connect with an angel energy there. And take a few moments to call back any pieces of yourself that you might have left out there. And just allow that life force to come in. Feel it as if it's being deposited in your crown, as if you're standing under a waterfall of angelic divine light. And what does that mean? It's pure. It has no beginning and no end. It's balanced. It's full of what you need and has nothing in it that you don't need. It's all love. It's safe. So just allowing that energy to pour into your crown and land in your heart, and let those earth and cosmic energies swirl in your heart like a peppermint, swirling and twirling, and then let it run down the leg channels and into the pelvis, and down one leg and back up and across the hips, and down the other leg, back up and across the hips, and up through the heart and up across the shoulders and down the arms and out your hands like beautiful waterfalls. Let that energy just fall out into your energy field now and fill it up. Fill you up with life force, earth and cosmic. I like to think of this meditation as like a hot air balloon type of meditation where I'm connected to the earth, but I'm also connected to the divine. I've got my feet on the ground and my head in the clouds. I'm able to do both. I invite you to make an audible exhale. And I'll show you this breath now, inviting you in close. The lion's breath. And everything today is about balance. So the lion's breath today is a breath that you can do, but not when you're driving, unless it's a red light. When you need to balance your left and right brain. It's great to do if you're frustrated. So if you're in a frustrating situation, it's really good to just stop and take a break and do this breath. You're going to drop your tongue as you exhale. On the exhale, you're going to let the air out as if you are a lion, you're roaring. The tongue drop is important to note. It's not just sticking it out. It's really pressing it down toward the floor as if someone is taking hold of it and pulling it down. Because if you think of in terms of anatomy, your tongue is the top of your spine. It's like where where the tongue ends is where the spine begins. So by giving it a little tug, you're opening a space. Stretching actually creates strength in your fascia as well. So dropping the jaw is really important, and dropping the tongue here. And you look at the tip of your nose. You have four jobs. When you exhale, drop the jaw, drop the tongue, look at the tip of your nose. Ready? Inhaling. We're going to do it 3 times. Be sure you're pressing the tongue down and letting the exhale be as long as it can be. So even when you think you're all done, try to push a little more out, like when you're like trying to get all the air out of an air mattress. So one more. If you want to shake your head a little bit like a bobblehead. If you don't, that's okay. You can do something softer. You have to ask your body what feels right. Remember, these are all invitations that you're welcome to reject or accept based on your own body and your own boundaries and preferences. Here we go. I like to drop into my cheeks and press with my fingertips after that. Do a little rubbing. Feels very intense. So I like to rub and tap. Hello, hello. Welcome to Imbolc Ritual. Since we're tapping, this will be an energetic practice that we'll open with here, tapping across the forehead as if you're kind of doing like an arch over your eyebrows. Across the cheeks, across the top here. And I'll go ahead and introduce the thymus thump. I'm doing like a little duck hand and I'm just pressing into this area. This is something that can be very energizing and also something that you could do as a balancing act before you walk into a room, um, just to get yourself right in your present moment, balanced, strong, and energized. Tall order, a lot on that menu there, thymus. You might want to shake your hands now because that's a lot of work. Go ahead and say hi to your forearms while we're sitting here, and then we'll get up. We'll do one more breath, and then we'll get up. So your forearm has two bones, the radius and the ulna. If you take your fingertips and grab the meat, what feels softest, softer than bone, and then rotate your wrist like this, your hand like this, you will feel the bones and you will find the meat, and then you can go down, work your way down the meat like you're sort of playing it like an accordion. Do that on both sides. That relieves some of the pressure in the forearm, which happens because of the wrist and finger action that we're doing all day. When we're typing, chopping, swiping, texting, all of it, sign languaging. Stretch your hands a little bit. And breathing. So we'll do an alternate nostril breath here to signify balance. And it's another one that really is good for balancing left and right brain. And so what happens there when you're not balanced in left and right brain? Because I always remember left side logic, LL. That's my simple way to remember it. And if you're caught up in the left brain, you're analyzing everything too much. If you're caught up in the right brain, you're like up in the top of the hot air balloon, like wee, and your feet aren't on the ground. So you kind of need to meet in the middle with yourself. And so this can be helpful. Excuse me, I have a little itch on my eye. This can be helpful in that situation. Yes, let's do that. And then we'll talk about the energy body. So inviting you into, if you're okay touching your nose, it's kind of like just double checking my list to make sure that I don't miss things. You can go like this to do it, or a lot of people teach it that you do it with one hand, index and thumb, or middle finger and thumb. So whatever feels good, you can do this and just, okay, so what you're going to do is take a nice inhale, get your vibe ready of how you're gonna pinch off here, because you're gonna close and release on the nostrils. So take your inhale, feet are on the ground, and close your right nostril. Exhale left. All the way out. All the air out. Inhale. A little more. A little more. Fill it up. Switch, close off the left, let go of the right, exhale. And during that time, you're pausing in the fullness. Exhale. All the way out. All the way out. Inhale. Sorry. This is through your nostril. I opened my mouth because I was talking, but you should keep your mouth closed. Switch. Exhale. So it's basically that rhythm. Exhale through the nostril all the way. Pause a moment, then inhale all the way. switch. Exhale all the way. Feel yourself kind of getting calmer as this goes along. Nice soft pause. Inhale all the way. It's like when you're underwater and you're like, I can go a little longer. Nice pause. Switch. Exhale. I keep opening my mouth. Whoops. Inhale. You can get a little stuffy in there. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Switch. Exhale. Inhale after you pause. Pause. Switch. Exhale. We'll do one more round. Start to move and wiggle around if you need to. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Switch. Exhale. Inhale. Take another round if you want to, or let go and exhale. I want to show you something. I'm getting a strong message to tell somebody here. This message brought to you by Posture in the Office. So if you can see my booty on this black chair. So let me put this down here so you can see my booty. So when you're on your chair in the office, I want to invite you to or wherever in any chair, to reach down, take your butt cheek, and draw it behind you. Okay, try that out. Take your butt cheek and draw it behind you. That is a really nice tip that's going to serve you, because what happens is as you go through your day, as you type and do things at the desk or even watch TV, you wiggle your legs around and you inevitably get on to your butt cheeks where you're sitting on the meat, not the bones, and your back curls. If you can get on the bones and get the meat behind you, it will force you into a posture that is nice and lovely for your spine. So that is my tip, posture tip. All right, let's get up. And I want to talk to you just a little bit about your energy body. So now in the background, I have Moby on. He put out a group of songs a while back called LA, and it was just like LA1, LA2, LA3, and they're a free download. So I recommend it. It's a vibe. If you just Google that, Moby free downloads. So your body. Now, this is a long lecture that we aren't going to do. I'm just going to do a quickie version for you. And so let's do this. Let's rub the hands together. And then let them go very gently. Let them go very gently. And start to feel the energy between them, the heat. If you don't feel it, just try again. Just say, I wish to greet my energy body right now. And just feel it. And it's cool. You can start to play with it. When I teach Reiki 1, this is one of the things that we do in the class is you start to find the energy body. And then when you start working with clients, or on yourself or with pets or with other energies. You can also run along one hand along another being or your other side and start to feel the energy body, which lives like a little bubble outside of you. And there are several layers. So, depending on how close. I mean, I've worked on people across the room, and I've been sending you all Reiki who are present here now and sending it into the future as distance Reiki. So it's a really cool thing. But with that aside, and no fancy terminology, really just talking about life force energy. So your energy body just being the space around you. And the simplest terms, and let's go ahead and do an exercise now to work with the energy body while we talk about it a little bit. So first I'm going to invite you to step side to side and allow your hips to move. Because if you're like me and you've been sitting today, this is just like what I need to do when I leave the office, which is the living room, and go to the kitchen for dinner. I just have to unwind my hips a little bit after a road trip, after a flight, and this does it for me. So right now I'm stepping because they're really stiff and kind of leading, and now I'm going to put my feet down and start to draw like a little happy face and let my hips stretch. I tried to make a black and white outfit that you could see me in this space. Ta-da! My husband said it was a little David Bowie. So I'll take that as a compliment. All right, so I'm going to open the legs, and you're just going to take your arms and open them and then close them, and you're making a fist. And I'm right at the waist if you're doing kind of a high-waisted situation. Open, close, open, close. So you can begin to like kind of spin, and this becomes knocking the door of life is what this is called in Qigong. This is in Qigong, which is something I'm a beginner in studying and loving. I got into it because of my dad. And it's the battery in our body is down here below the belly button. And the pressure point for the battery is like in the middle of your upper foot where you usually want to rub your foot. So, which is the kidney. And the kidneys are in the back here. So this is the energy battery as well. So when your energy body is funky, all right. Now I'm just going to invite you to shake that out. It's like when you go into a room and you spend some time around a person or a group of people or whatever, and you feel depleted. You feel just like they just take, and everybody's been around that person, and maybe you've been that person as well, because it's just, we're fumbling through life, learning how to be our fabulous selves, and yeah, sometimes people will take a little bit more energy, and sometimes our boundaries are not clear and are very porous, and we allow them to. So, boop, boop. This kind of helps with all of that, I think. Not kind of, it does. So just addressing these things, I like to consider this before I'm going out into the world. Like tomorrow I'm going to be doing a sound bath out in the world, so I will do more of these practices before I leave the house, although I do several of them every day just to feel alive. But in a source of protection, I do these before I go into the office, whatever my office is for the day. And so one of them is we're going to gather energy. So you're going to just cup your hand like so, and you're going to lift, inhale, and bring it down, exhale into your battery. Inhale. Exhale. So if you want to, you could bend the knees if you're feeling all like, I want to do it like in dance class. And maybe you've studied Qigong or Tai Chi, and it's got a little bit more of like a flow to it. So you could also do it like that. Like bending the knees and moving your body slightly to the side. Affirming the energies. You can look at this kind of like brushing your energy. Brushing it clean, brushing it clear. All right, and so now I'm going to invite you into the opposite direction where, first of all, you're going to work your elbow joints here, and you are, now this goes in alignment with Imbolc and with this full moon, and just with, in general, just contemplation of humanity. What are you letting go? What in the winter season died on the vine is not going to be growing again? So let that thing, pick those weeds and drop them. Now for this one, I'm feeling drawn to open my legs and get into the lunging. I like to kick. So doing it. You can do this as mellow as you want. You can be going just like this. You can be like, hey, I let go of false ideas about myself. I let go of lack mentality. I let go of thinking I have to be doing something all the time. I let go of thinking I wasn't successful in my life. Anything that's happening to you, I let go of sad grief and welcome in more happy grief. If you've been grieving and you want it to turn a corner where you can find the happy stuff. And on and on and on till the break of dawn. All right. So find your energy body one more time. Checking the comments. Hello, hello. Find it in your hands. And this time I want to invite you to come on up to your face and close your eyes and just, you don't have to go into your eyes. You can just be like right, like you're putting a lid on the eye socket area, or you can palm in and touch, whatever you feel. Usually on my clients, I don't touch in the eye. I do just like this. And you can begin to play with that energy. It was actually one of the first things that made me want to study energy work. Somebody did this to me, and I was like, whoa, because I could feel it. Felt like a little eyelash massage. And just allow yourself to kind of cup your face. So you're not really touching it, but you're just right there hovering. This is the energy of your face and your ears. And with your next breath out, I just want to invite you to imagine that you're giving yourself a little inside facial, washing off anything that's, not yours, any expressions that aren't yours. So you can just go ahead and energetically wash that off. It's okay if you touch yourself or not. Try not, though, just to see if you can sense it, besides seeing the shadow. All right, and then something that I love doing for my energy body when I feel tired, I feel like no one's paying attention to what I'm saying, like I'm not feeling heard, or I just want to be nurtured. I just need to like give myself a little. This is called the yin massage technique. So what you're going to do here, I'm going to show you from the side, is you're going to bring your arms up, inhale. And when you do things like this, a little more body awareness, just because that's my job. When you do something like this, I'll just take a small tangent here. When you open your arms like this, your chest goes boop, 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 boop. Just notice that. Experience it and then close it. See if you can lift your arms with your chest drawer closed. Because it's a little bit, it's not that it's unsafe to do this. It kind of depends where you're going next. But it's nice to close it and get a deeper stretch in your armpit. All right. Tangent over. Exhale the hands to the back of the neck and just rub along the back of the head and the back of the neck across the shoulders like this. And then come across the front and do the same like this. Just deep breaths while you're doing this. Soften the face. Coming all the way down the belly, you're going to go across the low back and rub across the kidneys. All the way down. Make sure you have a nice firm connection to your body across the glutes, the back of the legs, all the way down across the top of the feet, inside, inner legs, inner thighs, all the way up. Come across your battery here, cross into your arms and begin to do that. Squeeze on your meat there, on your elbows, and all the way up. Yeah. Oh, let's do another one. Arms up, inhale. Across the back of the neck, exhale. Inhale, come to the front. Exhale, drop down and spin around to the back. Inhale, rub the kidneys. Exhale, drop down, back of the legs. Inhale across the top of the feet. Exhale, up the inner legs. Inhale, cross. And exhale, give yourself a hug and a bicep massage. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. You know, I can't really do anything without making it about dance. It's just the deep, dark truth. It's not dark at all, but it's the deep truth of it. All right. Okay, so let's see what else I'm gonna. Oh, a very good one to share with you, and I have to give my friend and a healer and mentor as well, Susan Frankovich, credit for this one because she taught me this. And I noticed it is a practice of Qigong, so like a Chinese medicine thing. So you're going to tap your knees with the same hand. You want to do this at least 10 times. I'm not counting because I forgot to get started counting, but we'll just do it. Sometimes I make a funny dance out of this and I do it like this, and other days I'm like, I'm tired. So what we're doing now is we're balancing the brain, getting grounded and set into the moment of presence, and then you're going to cross tap for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can go slower, 8, or not. You can stand up straight and lift your arms. That resets your left and right. Shaking it out. All right, so another nice way, and I remember I used to teach this when I first started teaching belly dance, is another nice way to get the energy moving, get some kicks, is, and especially if you're sitting all day, driving, and if you're not sitting or driving all day, this is just one way that you can shake that shit off. You can get work off you and get home to your own space, or whatever it is that you want to shake off. You know, this could be good after a plane ride or a weird encounter. So I'm gonna hold on to something because I don't feel super sturdy right now. So I'm just gonna hold on just for balance. I'm gonna let one leg point the toe, and I'm just gonna shake it like a dog leg kind of thing. If you want to be more dainty about it, you can put your foot down and drop your knee back. That's what it looks like in slow motion, what I'm showing you. So it's like, I don't think you can see the shimmy. But it's not about seeing it, it's about feeling that energy move. So that's kind of why I like this one for this. If I'm on stage, sure, this is the one. But if I'm just like, shake, shake, shake. Shake your leg out. And then you can bounce on your knees, on your knee joints if it feels okay. And if it doesn't feel okay, you can leave your knee joints out of it and start to rock your pelvis joint. You could do both. You could go in and out with you can do that slower with your chest, your arms. And you can rock your shoulders up and down as well. And just really let your arms not do anything. A little horse breath is a sure way to relieve some tension or frustration. If I do it about 3 times, then it makes me laugh. So that's pretty cool. All right. So the last energetic technique I have for you, and then we'll jump into a little, well, we won't jump, we'll step into a little ritual time, is I want to show you 2 things, or a couple things, 3, 4 things. So when I'm entering a session with a client, but even what I also found is if I'm stepping in to teach a class or just to have a meeting or even just to get into Trader Joe's and sort of keep my energy about me and keep their energy about them. Right? And this could work in a family as well. And it's often where we forget. We forget to protect our energy around our loved ones because we don't think they're going to mess with our trip or mess with our vibe, but they don't on purpose. It's just because we're growing in the flower pot together. So protecting your energy is just a great practice daily, no matter what. It's just so that you're in charge, just like the way that you are in charge of your body, your physical body. So with that in mind, I have a few maintenance things that I do, and the things that I'm showing you here are all maintenance. They're all ways to move the energy and ways to communicate with your energy body, say hello, say that you're acknowledging it. And so one of the things that I want to re-mention and go further into is that technique I was saying of kind of massaging your energy body. It's in Japanese terms, it's called konyaku, and it's just a wiping the energy off. And so you can actually cross your body, and I do this one after each client, especially if I'm in hands-on situation there. It's just to make sure that we're clear of one another. It's just like to make sure that I didn't take anything from them and that I didn't give them any of my stuff. And if you're wondering what the heck that means, I will just tell you it's real. Because I've felt it. I have taken people's stuff. I'm sure I've given. So, wipe, and a circle with a snap. That's my formula for for leaving clean, leaving my energy, taking my energy with me and leaving their energy there, no matter. You could do that after you visit with your mom. Like, okay, mom, see you later. Love you. Bye. Because it's love. It's just you're you and I'm me sort of acknowledgement. So that's one. Now another one that you can do is one that I learned from the Temple of Witchcraft, and I do this one often as well. And it's simply to brush along from the top of your head all the way down your legs, across and out your feet. And I like to add this little bit where I put it in the earth if I can. And with that one, you say, I give myself clearance and balance. I am in balance with myself, and I am in balance with the earth or with the universe. So brush, circle and a snap. Choreography for energy clearing. All right. Top of the head, front body down. Clearance and balance. In balance with the earth, with myself, with the planet, with the universe. And I'll also give you, this was the first protecting energy thing that was ever given to me by a friend. And I use it a lot. It was great advice. I was feeling drained after hanging out with certain spaces. And it's just, her advice was just to put on an energetic cloak before you go in to the space. Put the hood on. And with that, you're saying what's mine is mine, what's theirs is theirs. And you're saying no one comes into my field and I don't merge with anyone. So those are my tips. There are plenty more where that came from. Plenty more in the portal. Plenty more on this subject. But those are some of my top favorites to share with you. And just let me know if you have any questions. You can always hit me up later if something comes up. Thank you for tuning in now and later. I appreciate your presence, your connection to me, and your support, and your engagement in this work, in this conversation with your energy body. So with all of that, hopefully with springtime coming and all of the activities that we are all feeling and wanting, hopefully you can have some of these practices to balance your energy body and add to your self-care. I want to show you one more thing, actually. This one's for energy. I feel like we all could use this one too. And you can stay seated, but I wanted to stand up. I used to do this with my dance troupe backstage if we had to wait too long, because what it does is it raises your energy. So I love doing this one where we say, okay, notice how you feel right now. Just on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your energy? I'm going to say mine's around like a 6. I feel a little sore. That's just the honest check-in. There it is. So what we're going to do now is I'm standing pretty firmly, so I'm shoulder width, knees slightly bent, but they can be straight as well, whatever feels sturdy. You're going to breathe fast and move your arms up and down really fast like jumping jacks. Ready? Just about 10 times. Here we go. So you can do it more, but just notice how you feel. Did that get you tingling? It's almost like a wasabi hit right through here. It's trippy. Anyway, that's the energy boost. Take a drink of tea, a drink of water if you want. I kind of need to after that. I dried out my air tunnel there. So here we are at Imbolc, and if you choose to ritual out and keep vibing on the scene here, I'm going to stay here for 10 more minutes and invite you now to light your candle. Or turn on your LED candle. Or just turn on a cute little light in your room. Or close your eyes and see a flame if you don't want to light a candle. If you can't light a candle. A spiritual cleansing. What does that mean? What is a spiritual cleansing? That was the suggestion in my Temple of Witchcraft book. It was that to celebrate Imbolc, a thorough spiritual cleansing of your home and protection charms, magic for creativity and healing. Those are all really fun suggestions coming from the Temple of Witchcraft, the outer temple. For me, the light, the candle, the invitation to light the candle comes from, I just want to invite you to take a moment to look at that flame. And I'll give you mine in case you don't have one. And to really just connect to that energy of light and warmth. Feel yourself getting warmed up. We just did a lot of fun things for your body and your energy. And now the spirit, right? Body, mind, spirit. What does your spirit need? That's the contemplation for this moment. Meditating on that light, coming back in, and the seeds of renewal. The seeds are going to start thinking about sprouting and budding. So, what seeds of yours will be sprouting and budding? What things are coming forth that were planted a cycle or two back? In other words, can you stop and congratulate yourself for something right now? For anything, for anything that feels good to you that you have accomplished so far this year, maybe something that you've accomplished so far this week. No matter how big or small, little things add up to big things. And with all of the invitations, I like the invitation to be creative. I think that's beautiful. So if that calls to you now, I think it's a beautiful time to get your drawing utensils, coloring utensils. Some of you may have my planner that I made, and if you don't, you can buy it. I'll pop the link in the description. Um, and if you don't want to buy it, you can just know that in my first few pages, I've got some questions. What are your deepest desires? What do you want to remember to remember? You commit to your own love and care. How? What will you do for yourself? What makes you happy? What do you do to process your feelings? It's a big one. And what makes you feel confident? I feel all of the answers to those questions deserve to be on my calendar. Therefore, they are the questions I put in my planner. So I will remember, as Tony Robbins says, to schedule it and it will happen. So that's my little bump on that note. And if you want to get creative, also my point with the planner or any other book that you may have is that you can doodle and write out your mantras and draw things or make word bubbles, see where your mind and heart are, see what kind of congruence you're working with, right? Like, what are you doing all day? What are you thinking about all day? Where do they cross? Where's your zone of genius? What are your deepest desires? Several questions to ponder here. So I invite you to get into your journal or just a pen and paper or your book of shadows, or sometimes I have this coloring book that I bought, and it's like I want to use it but I don't use it. It's like I don't color. I don't make time to color. So what I've started doing, and it's working, is I make time to contemplate and answer these questions for myself, to journal, to take notes for my life, to do my morning pages, as Julia Cameron calls it, in the artist's way, which is more of just a brain dump, like just dump it out, write the words. And so I like that my coloring book has space for that. So I color and write some. So I'm just giving you suggestions. If you already have an idea and you know what you're going to do, I think you go do that. You can definitely find Imbolc crafts if you Google that. There's a couple of fun ideas out there for things you can make. But I recommend drawing writing, perhaps dancing. And my last suggestion for you is, well, bathing, either either in water or under the stars or both. Star bathing, just outside, letting the twinkling light shine upon you as you contemplate this time, this moment, or getting into the bathtub and letting the water, or shower and letting the water wash over you. And imagine washing those seedlings away that didn't make it in the if we're going back to all the farming analogies with the pagan holidays or the wheel of the year. It's washing away all those seeds that, and you can just do your brushing techniques, right? Your Japanese konyaku. And you are bathing in the water, in the light, either literally or figuratively. And that is nourishing what has stayed, what has lived, what has survived on the vine, what will come forth in spring. So I think those are the thoughts. Those are the really great contemplations if you want to have some. And if you don't, if you just want to perhaps put those questions in the cauldron and then go have a bath and go do a star bathing and just let it stir a little bit and see what pops up, see what shows up. There are many ways. As I said, there is no wrong way to do your magic. The right way is what feels right to you. And on that note, inviting you in for just a little hum. Let's have a so hum. So hum, I am. Just a real present moment declaration. I am, I said, for you Neil Diamond fans. So just a so hum, unless you want to say I am. So hum. Make sure you close your mouth so you can feel the vibration in your body. So I am, I said, to no one else. I can't stop singing that. It comes in strong. And if you don't know what that is, it's a Neil Diamond song called I Am, I Said. So with that, I bid you good night. I thank you for tuning in. I wish you a blessed, blessed Imbolc, a balanced season of light and rest, of community and alone time, blessed with so much love and light. Namaste.